Hey, welcome back to my channel. My name is Lindsay. Thank you so much for clicking on this video. So in today's video, I want to share just a little bit about my trip that I took last week of June. I was able to go to Portland, Oregon for my church's camp meetings, what it's called. My church I go to is Trinity Apostolic Faith Church, and our main headquarters is in Portland, Oregon. And camp meeting is essentially basically kind of like a large conference where a bunch of people from our churches all over the world will come together, and we'll go to church, we'll have fellowship, we'll eat lots of food. We definitely like to eat in our church, and we just have a generally great time with fellowship and spending in time praising God and just generally having a really wholesome, wonderful experience. So I was able to go this year. I have a few clips from that I want to insert into the footage now. I was also able to go to Powell's City of Books when I was there, which is something I always try to do every year when I go to Portland. And I have I didn't unfortunately get any footage in the actual store because there's so many people there and it's just a little bit intimidating to film. And I'm really disappointed that I didn't just try to film a little bit, but I did get one clip of the outside of the store. And I did buy a few books and I wanted to share those with you today. So before we jump into the books that I got at Powell's, there is one book that I got recently in the mail that you did see in my video in my mid-year freakout tag, but I just wanted to share it in this video as well, and that is the UK edition of The Ballad of Never After by Stephanie Garber. I was able to get a hardback copy of it before they went out of print because the UK paperback just came out, and usually, or I guess all the time when when books get paperback releases, they always discontinue the hardback. So I was really glad that I was able to pick this one up. And this one has just a really beautiful cover, and the spine is really pretty. I definitely like it more than the US cover, and that was why I actually picked it up. Unfortunately, I don't have the first in the UK hardback, but I'm not a big fan of the first one, so I'm just glad I could get the second one, and I will actually get the third one in the UK hardback as well. So I'm looking forward to that coming when it comes out. Now for the books I got when I was at Powell's. So the first books I picked up were the first 3 books in the Anne of Green Gables series. When they're out of order here. So I have Anne of Green Gables, Anne of Avonlea, and Anne of the Island. And I was interested in picking up this series because I just recently I finished a couple months ago, or a month or so ago, the Anne with the Knee show on Netflix. I really love that one. And then I ended up watching the first 3 miniseries that they made in the 80s, and I really love those too. So I really wanted to get into the book series and experience the story in its original form. So I'm really excited to get to these. The next book I bought at Powell's is The Lion Tender by Kate Allen. And this one is one that I actually have had on my own for a while. I did get it from the library like a couple of years ago, and I started it, but I didn't really get into it. But then I saw it at Powell's, so I decided to pick it up. And this one, I know it's about a girl, Lucy, whose mom was a marine biologist, and unfortunately her mother passes away suddenly when Lucy is 7. That a great white, I think, washes up on the shores of the town she lives in. And because of that, she looks into her mother's unfinished research on the great white. And I think this book is going to deal with a lot with grief, and hopefully there will be some joy in it and some hope. But I'm glad I was able to pick this one up. Sorry, my voice is so weird sounding because I'm just getting over a cold and I haven't been having coughing fits trying to film this video. The next book I got at Powell's is Be Prepared by Vera Brosgol, I think. Brosgol. And this is actually a graphic novel that I read and I really liked it, and it's one that I've been wanting to pick up, and so I decided to look for it at Powell's. I found it for a pretty good price, $7.98, so that's a pretty good deal. And so I'm glad I could finally get this one. This one I really think is really cute. It's about this girl, Vera, who really wants to be like her friends and go to a summer camp. So her mom sends her to a Russian summer camp because she is Russian. And it's just about her adventures, her experiences there at camp. And it's really cute. I really like it. And I'm glad I could add it to my collection. The next book that I picked up is Stories of Your Life and Others by Ted Chiang. This one is a collection of, he's a sci-fi writer, and it's a collection of short stories. And this one I mainly picked up because of the short story, Story of Your Life, which was the inspiration for Arrival, the movie. Arrival is one of my favorite movies, and I really wanted to read the source material for that movie. And this one, so far, I've actually been reading it. Some short stories are pretty good. I did really enjoy Story of Your Life, and I'm glad I could pick it up. I still have a few more stories left to read, but so far it's good, but it's a little confusing. It's probably just because I don't know a lot about like science and math and things that are a lot of the themes that are explored in this, but I definitely have enjoyed what I've read so far, and I'm excited to continue reading it. And the last book that I picked up is one that I've been hearing. I've heard several YouTubers talk about reading it. I know Haley Pham has recently read it, and Ashton Kaylee has also read it recently and really liked it, and that is Red Rising by Pierce Brown. And I know this book has been around for a really long time. It's a sci-fi. I hear it's described as like Hunger Games in space, which sounds really interesting. I did enjoy Hunger Games, and just watching their reactions and how much they really like this book, I decided I wanted to pick it up because I would like to read it. And I'm glad I found it at Powell's. I actually ended up getting the UK cover because it wasn't as expensive as the other covers, but I didn't realize that it was UK when I picked it up. And so of course now I'm gonna have to try to get the UK covers if I end up really liking this one. But I'm excited that I was able to find this. I'm excited for every single book in this that I got. I keep saying excited. I need to think of a different adjective. I'm intrigued to pick this one up, and hopefully I like it. But that is all the books that I picked up at Powell's in Portland, Oregon. I highly recommend, if you ever get a chance to go to Powell's, to go. It's a really cool bookstore. Apparently it's considered the biggest bookstore in the world, or largest bookstore in the world. That's what they claim to be. But I really love it because it's used books and new books that you can find there. So I'm really glad I was able to go there during my trip to Portland this year. But I really appreciate so much for watching this video. Please, in the comments down below, tell me a book that you just got recently that you're excited to read.